clash of talent and physique. When Jeong Tae-se, if he is fit, because there's a bit of an injury cloud around him, matches up against Hadi Agili on the ball now, and his central defensive compatriot on the ball also. Jalal Hosseini, two huge men, very good defenders. Had Yunus Mahmood completely in their pocket at Al Rayyan the other night, which is a nice mean feat.
And is it fair to say, Andy, that both these sides really are built on structured defence?
Well, certainly. I mean, certainly North Korea have been very difficult to beat. That's why they got to the World Cup. They weren't so difficult to beat at the World Cup, of course. I think Iran have got more football in them, but sometimes that doesn't count for everything in a football game.
Early touch for the goalkeeper, Mahdi Rahmati. And this is the very highly rated fullback, Ehsan Haj Safi. Karim Ansarifard trying to link up in midfield with Pejman Nouri. It's the Korean left fullback, or left wing back as it will probably be today, Jong Kwang-ik.
Ball first, then man. Referee says play on.
Pak Nam-chol to Cha Jong-hyuk, and he'll try and release Moon In-guk. One of the changes made by the Korean coach today. Reminder of how it stands in Group D. Iran top of the section with 3 points after their win over Iraq. North Korea and the UAE with a point each from their draw. And the reigning champions at the moment, bottom. The other game between Iraq and the UAE, of course, a little bit later on tonight. And here come the Koreans through Jong Kwang-ik. Hadi Agili with the big lump forwards. Certainly the North Koreans heavily outnumbered in the stands. It's going to be a contrast in the stands, Andy. The real raw passion of the Iranian supporters with their flags and their drums, and the choreographed North Koreans in the section away to the right.
Less spontaneous.
Just slightly.
And dressed in their Sunday best.
There they are, all in the white shirts and the pristine ties. Now, I'll probably be looking to get a little bit more out of Jeong Tae-se tonight. Was a little bit isolated, particularly in the second half against the Emirates. You do wonder just how fit the Bochum striker is. There he is, battling for possession. There's the Iranian drummer, or at least one of them. Fervent support for the team nicknamed Team Melli, but without a continental success since 1976. Hard to believe. Same as South Korea without a title since 1960.
Yeah, got a good look at South Korea yesterday. They're going to be hard to stop. And the evidence of game one for Iran against Iraq, they'll be hard to stop. So we're looking to see if they can back that performance up with another convincing display here against North Korea.
Iman Mobali to take, who was on the score sheet against Iraq. Lee Myung-guk between the posts for the North Koreans, nicknamed Cholima, the 1,000-mile horse. Mobali's delivery. It might drop for the diminutive Mohamed Kalabari, but now Shukrala has spotted an infringement.
Agili just couldn't make contact there. It was a tasty free kick. He's going to take all sorts of containing from set pieces for North Korea is Agili.
Another free kick for Iran. Infringement by Moon In-guk, who plays for a club known as April the 25th in North Korea. I don't think anybody knows too much about North Korean domestic football. Oh, that's a very clumsy foul by the Iranian skipper, Jawad Nekunam. Clearly took the legs from under Hong Yong-jo, his North Korean equivalent.
Yeah, it was a scything tackle from Nekunam. There's absolutely no chance he could have won the ball there.
He's lucky to escape a yellow there.
Very lucky to escape a yellow there. Maybe the only thing going in his favour was the early nature or early stages of the game scenario. Often referees are a little bit hesitant to award yellow cards early in the piece.
Jo Tong-sop, the edge of the technical zone. The North Korean coach making some adjustments as Ri Jun-il delivers the free kick towards Jong Tae-se. Now Kim Kook-jin back into midfield for An Yong-hak. They're going to be difficult to pass, the muscular Iranians, which is why, I suppose, as the flag is raised for offside, Jong Tae-se is so crucial to the North Koreans' hopes of a victory today.
No, there's no doubt about that. He's in wonderful form in the Bundesliga. He's just going to need his fair share of service here today.
Route 1 free kick from Hadi Agili. There he is with the headbands. Plays for Sepahan, the Iranian Pro League. Club that reached the final of the Asian Champions League some 4 years ago. Claims for handball, and the referee's assistant on the near touchline agrees. Jalal Hosseini.
Well, it's got to be intentional. I don't know how that could have been intentional. Nevertheless, it's been awarded. He's in a good position.
There's that man, Jong Tae-se.
He'll surely be the target. He's got Hadi Agili right on him.
Moon In-guk to deliver. Pretty flat delivery. Still a chance for Jong Tae-se at the far post. It was flicked on initially by An Yong-hak. Now ran clear long. Into touch off the boots of Jong Kwang-ik. Afshin Gotbi spent many years in the United States. Speaks fluent English. Also spent many years in South Korea as well. That's a scything tackle by Hong Yong-jo on the Iranian number 18, Pejman Nouri. Now, he was sinned against some minutes ago, and Nekunam escaped a yellow card for his challenge, but the North Korean skipper doesn't.
Well, it's the issue of inconsistency that it irritates players at times.
Well, it's a two-footed challenge, but it's no worse than Nekunam's.
No, I agree. So they both should have a yellow card if one does.
Nobali to Kalakpari. Good header clear by Ri Kwang-chon. And Kim Kook-jin prods it forward for Pak Nam-chol. And the foul by Karim and Salifat. Fouls committed already, and we've only played 10 minutes. North Korea are always going to be competitive in this group, despite their lowly ranking. World Cup finalists, of course, making just their third appearance on the regional stage. They made it so far as the semi-finals way back in 1980. haven't been at the final since 1992. This is Munin Guk. But he's run the ball out of play. QUÄNGIK, very left-sided, and draws the foul from Khosrow Haidari.
He's a very tidy operator, John QUÄNGIK. Very nice left foot, good close, tight control. Got out of a difficult situation here, ultimately winning the free kick, the challenge there. North Korea would be well served to release him more than they do down the left-hand flank.
Floated forward by Cha Jong-hyuk. This is the dangerous John QUÄNGIK. Pak Nam-chol looking for Jong Tae-se, and just catching practice really for Mahdi Ramati.
Not a bad option though from Pak Nam-chol. He saw some space early, looked to find that space. Jong Tae-se was unmarked momentarily, the cross overhit.
Gili again goes route one. It's clearly a tactic that Iran are going to use to try and make best use of the height of Karim and Sarifat.
Well, let's hope it's only an early game tactic, Simon, to make sure things are tight before they look to play. I think they're a better team than just to play percentage football. They certainly were the other night against Iraq. Why they wouldn't use that as the measure for what's required here today. Tackles are flying in, there's no question. Pak Nam-chol is going to be the latest to be spoken to by the referee.
Mohamed Kalakbari is the man on the receiving end.
Maybe another yellow card.
Pak Nam-chol, one of two players in the North Korean squad with exactly the same name, and it was a very rash and overly robust challenge.
Well, he's been brought into the centre of midfield. He played wide midfield against the UAE, but he's a nuggety, uncompromising, tough midfielder. He's been brought into the centre to try and get a grip on Iran's midfield, which is so beautifully orchestrated by Nekonam. Temurian not here today, not even on the team sheet, Simon. Leads me to think that he's the player who's stricken with the flu more than anyone else. As he is a wonderful player, had a wonderful game against Iraq. And I'm sure Pak Nam-chol's redeployment into a central midfield position is to try and knock the stuffing out of Iran's midfield. Not that they're looking to use it at the moment, Team Melli.
Yeah, they're pretty much bypassing the midfields in these early stages. Maybe that injury to Temurian is one of the reasons why I've drafted Khosrow Haidari into a midfield role today, and he is normally a defender. So maybe just a little bit thin on the bones, Iran.
Well, the other thing they're not coming to grips with is the swirling breeze here at the Qatar Sports Club today. Not coming for any particular direction. It seems to be changing direction, and players lifting the ball. The ball's been caught by the breeze and curling away from an intended recipient.
Now Iran penalised for a high foot. Mohamed Nosrati.
Oh, two high feet there. Just as the first one to get to the ball is the one that's been pinged. Stop-start affair.
Ramati organising his wall of two. Jong Tae-se is on free kick duty. Might he have a pop at goal from here? Well, the Bahraini official, I don't think, has endeared himself to either team thus far. a little bit over fussy. And yet not strict enough in other regards. Here's Jong Tae-se. Oh, he hit that one, didn't he? And the goalkeeper blocked it. And it's eventually blazed wide by Pak Nam-chol. But that was struck with real power by Jong Tae-se. That was moving like an arrow.
Well, it's brilliantly hit. And the key to these, from such an improbable angle as well, is to concentrate on the contact. Don't worry about where the keeper is and where the defenders are. Just pick your spot on the ball and give it as much technique as you can because of the conditions, because of the nature of the modern football, and certainly because of the swirling breeze. Just let the atmosphere do the rest, and that's what Jong Tae-se did very successfully.
He'll feel it's a pity he's not playing with the Jabulani again.
He'll be the only one.
Well won in midfield by Kim Kuk-jin. Nosrati. Iran really haven't found their rhythm as yet.
Well, this looks to be the first passing movement they've tried. It hasn't worked for them, but it's taken them 17 minutes to even look like they're trying to pass their way through their opposition.
Ri Kwang-chon up towards halfway, where he'll find Pak Nam-chol, that's showed too much of it to the Iranian defence, but now it's Hong Yong-jo trying to burst through. Well, there's some real heavy contact going on off the ball. It was like Skittles. He almost got a strike there.
Well, as it is, they'll have to settle for an attempted spare.
So here's Jalal Hosseini. Jawad Nekunam, who of course plays his football in La Liga with Osasuna. One of only two overseas base players in the Iranian squad. The other one, Masoud Shojaei, plays at the same club as Nekunam. Here's another look at the free kick. The keeper did well, actually.
In the end, he did really well. Mahdi Rahmati, ball swirling around all over the place. It's an expert piece of defending from Jalal Hosseini. Skipper Hong Yong-jo looked to be away. It was shaping up to be a really deft touch, attacking midfield position, centre field.
That's why the free kick was given. Although, well, in my opinion, he barely touched him, but there you go. Chested down by Hong Yong-jo. This is An Yong-hak. Now Pak Nam-chol, who's been very busy and very involved in the midfield for North Korea. I look for Jong Tae-se again. Hadi Aguili's header. Now maybe Iran can try and set something up along the ground. This is Karim Ansarifai. Again, he's run the ball out of play in front of the mass ranks of the Iranian supporters.
Swelling ranks of the Iranian supporters, Simon. Since kickoff, they've moved in en masse around behind the goal now. Quite a sight, and they'll be making quite a noise if their team can score.